Hi everyone, it's me, Darlene. I want to try something new. It's crafty, very crafty. I could use all the crafts I know how to do, including even paper beads, I would think. I could incorporate that into this, a little bit. Junk journaling. Now, I'm not all that interested in actually making a junk journal, but I love all the things that people do that they put in a junk journal. Now, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, just go look up junk journal and you will see all kinds of things. It uses paper, fabric, scraps of all kinds. I mean, some people will, they just come up with pages and I'm like, how did they think of that? It's just very interesting to me. And I have a lot of scraps of fabric, and somebody was chatting with me and saying how those scraps are really good for people who like to do junk journals. And when I sell my scraps, in the past I have sold like big bunches of scraps, like the shreds and the sticks and all that. And I don't really get enough to make it worth the shipping. And so, I try to be careful with what I put out there for auctions, because I can't sell that stuff as a flat. It has to be like it's a package. It's a package rate, which is higher than a flat rate, like an envelope or first class, things like that. And then I thought, what if I took my scraps and I made pieces for people who use things for junk journaling? So what stops me? And I've been thinking about this forever. What stops me is that I want to do it all. And I'm like, if I start, then, I won't know what to start with and what should I do, and I don't know how to do that and how to do this. So I'm just going to start, and I haven't even done anything. And I'm going to start, and I thought I would show you on camera just what my plan is. It doesn't mean I'm making something right now for a junk journal. It just means I'm practicing and I'm getting ideas. Same thing I did with crumb quilting, and you see where that got me. I mean, I just had a whole long series about that. So I have muslin, and I did see somebody, and I think it was 4 years ago, make ribbon, fabric ribbon. This doesn't necessarily have to be for junk journaling. It can be for people who just want to put it around a gift or whatever. And I always thought I could rip the strip and then have these nice little fuzzy edges. So when you rip a strip, it puts the fabric on grain. It just means that the fabric's going to be even. So what you have to do if you want to rip fabric, and people say, oh, it ruins the thread. That doesn't matter in this case, because I'm not using this for quilting. But when you rip it, it might, be about a half of an inch that you would want to trim. Like if you're making a quilt and you want to just rip your fabric, just rip it big enough, and then you can trim that ripped edge off and you're good to go. But when you first rip, what you do is you take your fabric and you snip it at the selvage. You just cut through the selvage. That's hard to rip. Then you rip it, and it's going to get itself on grain. So you can see this was my cut edge, and this is my ripped edge. And see the narrowness? Well, it got a little wider and wider and wider. And then it started to get really wide and really wide, because the fabric is not on grain. So now that I had that first rip, the second rip is now on grain. So when you cut, I think I cut, I don't know, a little bit more than 2 inches, and you rip, your whole strip is going to be that. You don't have to cut anything. And it's perfect for something like this, because we want that little edge. And what you can do is you can take a couple threads. I took a bunch off. I'm trying to see if I can get a few more. And I ripped this way too. You can rip in that direction also. But you grab your threads, see? When I took sewing in junior high, what some people call middle school, in 7th grade, you always had to get your fabric on grain. You cut, and then you kept pulling off threads until you could get a thread that would be the whole length of your fabric. See, when you pull the thread out like that, see, I'm still on a single strand because I'm on grain now. And it should just pull all the way to the bottom. And if you want to pull some more of those threads out, you can, and that makes your edge that much fuzzier. See how cool that is? All right, so that's how you get your fabric on grain. And see, now I don't even want to throw away this. It wouldn't show if I sewed it on top of this, but it would show on other colors. I don't know. I do have all of this that I thought I could play with. It's just, so I have so many ideas, and like I said, I'm not even set up for some of my ideas. I have a bunch of rubber stamps, but I need the ink, and I brought those from Maine, and I cannot believe that they actually made it to me. A whole bunch. When rubber stamping was really popular, I can't even remember. Stampin' Up, something like that. I can't remember the brand or whatever. That was house parties, and I was very into it. I'd like to do some stamping on this. I would like to do some, just sewing over threads, over shreds, things like that. And you can just embellish in so many ways. Some people just like put safety pins through everything, and I thought the little gold safety pins would be kind of cute. You can add buttons. I could attach a few paper beads. I could even make some like flat paper beads. That would be kind of cool. And then you just kind of like roll it up and package it and sell it to somebody, because I certainly am not going to need this. So I was thinking that I'm going to maybe just put some pieces or some threads down. It's not what I'm going for, but I can't get to what I'm going for yet. And I like clear thread, but then I also thought I could come back in after and make colored thread lines, but I don't know if I maybe could do that before or not. I almost think I'd like to come in with the color after, and then I could decorate around the pieces that I put down. All I know is I'm going to change to clear thread. Hang on. You know what? I'm going to just test on this, the crooked piece that the first rip. Why not just test on this? And I'm just going to put different little pieces of fabric. I have no clue. I do have my clear thread, and I did top and bottom. I'll have a link for this thread. It's the one that I get at Walmart. I'll have a link in the description of this video. And I'm going to do zigzag, I do believe. So let me set that up. And I like the idea of just practicing on this piece. Now I could go on the edges, or I could go just down the center. Maybe I'll just go all over the place. I don't know. Yeah, I do like the clear thread. But I will want color also. Now I'm just checking to see if it's too tight or too loose. I can never remember if I need it to be a little tighter or a little looser when I'm using my clear. I'm pretty loose right now. And let's see, let's get something very shreddy here. And it will bunch up, because I've seen a lot of people doing stuff like this, and it bunches up. So I'm gonna hop on this yellow shred, and let me just try to. You've seen me do stuff like this. You just haven't seen me like actually try to sell something like this. And even this little piece of shit here, I'm gonna try to go over that too. Trying to keep the yellow side up. I gotta tell you, this is very, very fun. I like it already. Ooh, like this, a little piece of blue. I'll be going back up. Well, let me cut this off because it's getting skinny. And I'm just going to work a little bit on the piece that I just started so I can turn. There's a little bit that's loose right there. I don't know what you can So I'll go back over that when I get there. I don't have like my embroidery threads handy. Look, look, look. I got some yarn. This is yarn that's only 2-ply because I pulled off the other 2. Oh, I'm already excited. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna hop on that. I think with these things, more is better. You know, it's funny, I can look at the stuff others do, and I absolutely love it. But then if I do something, it's like, doesn't look good like that other person's. Okay, let's see. I got some red, I guess. I want to go back on this little point here. Oh, I'm going to do something fancy. I'm going to put the red down. I'm going to put this little piece of yellow on top of it. Oh. So when I get to the yellow, I'm going to go back down on the yellow now. Maybe I can cut this red and pretend that it's coming back over here somewhere. All right, so when we... okay, this is clear thread, so I'm going to bring it up here. I know you guys are saying, what the fuck, what the fuck. Or maybe you're not. I don't want to cover up too much of my yellow. I liked that skinny yellow. All right, I'll just go like this. We can trim that later. This is a kind of wide piece, so I'm going to do both sides. See, I don't care for the look of all the thread. I like colored thread, but I saw one woman and she just had all different, you know, color threads, and I don't know, it just, I mean, we all have our likes and dislikes, and I'm sure that so many of you do not like this, and that's okay. That's okay. I'm going to bring this yellow back because I like it so much. This is not meant to be washed. In fact, we can put paper things on here, and I definitely will be doing that. And I'd love to make some like junk journal, the little books, and I want to make things like the tags, the pockets, I mean, all kinds of things. I got a lot of thread coming in here. Where's it coming from? I don't think I'll have anything constructive in this video, and I am going to have to go, but I'm going to, let's see, what time is it? Hang on. I actually have to go. But I wanted to just play with this. And like I said, there's going to be so much. I'm already so addicted. I'm very anxious to do an actual ribbon. this would just be trimmed. And I don't even know if I would want stuff to go off the edge, because I like the edge like this, frayed. So like I said, there's just going to be all kinds of things. Is there anything else I can put just for the hell of it? Yeah, let's just put let's just put a piece of green. I don't know. Like I said, I think more is better. Too much is better than not enough. Become a free patron in my Patreon. You can go for free, and we chat in there. I'm very curious to know how many people do junk journaling. Oh, at first I thought I didn't have any thread because I can't see it. It's because it's clear. And the thing is, I don't really want to watch a lot of people now, because I like to just get my own ideas. And, you know, if I see somebody do something that I kind of would have liked to do, I'm like, oh shit, now I don't feel like I shouldn't do it because people will think I'm trying to take... But no, everybody has the same ideas at times. And, you know, and then sometimes I'm like, oh, look at how good they just did. And then I feel inferior. So, now, I mean, I actually would like this. It would need more. I would love some rubber stamping with permanent ink in the background. I think that would be super cool. I definitely need it to be, you know, an even ribbon. And I love the little edges. I'm going to try to get a few more threads out so it can be nicely frayed. I would want all kinds of different things, maybe some glittery stuff, some embroidery thread. There's just, and I do want to include some paper. Those are things that can be sewn on after by hand, things like buttons, little tags, little things. But let me see, I would have liked to have done some thread, but I don't have time, and I do want to stop, and I am going to upload this because I need to start this way. I need to just upload, or if I say no, I'm not going to bother, I'll start to get discouraged and I won't continue. So let me put my little tag under here, and let me just trim. Let's just pretend that it's not supposed to have a roughly edge. I could trim that right there. Absolutely not my favorite thing, but it's a start. It is a start to what I want to be doing, and I do wish that I even would have just taken a marker and made some marks or something, but that's what we're going to do. I'm going to practice and play with it, and this actually needs more, and I will do more. I will come back and I'll show you when I do another video, and I'll just sew some lines and I'll show you. This might actually be able to be, you know, a little tag or something. I don't know. I'm just going to keep all the pieces that I make, and somebody will use them somehow. All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll be back with more soon. Bye.